So, you want to start streaming? Awesome! Going live is a really fun way to meet new people, build a community, try some experimental stuff, all while talking to our chat in real time. I've learned a lot over the past 2 years, and honestly, I wish I knew some of this years ago. Now, I want to make it clear there is no magic secret formula to growing on Twitch. It's a mixed bag for everybody. There's no way to guarantee success. I prepared a massive list of tips and tricks, stuff I wish I knew when I started streaming 2 years ago. I've got about 15 in total, so buckle up, grab something to read, grab a pen and paper so you can take some notes. Now, first of all, if you're doing this for the money, you've already failed. Content creation is not for the money, and I can tell you now, from Twitch and YouTube and whatever else, you get barely any money at all. I mean, the main part of getting money through Twitch is through subscriptions, and for paid subscriptions, Twitch takes a 50% cut. They also take cuts out of bits, and you barely get any money from ads, no matter how many you run. So, if you're doing it for the money, try something else, you've already failed. Instead of doing it for the money, you should stream to get some funny clips, build a community, try some experimental stuff like that, fun stuff. So the first thing I want to talk about, and something that many people fail from the get-go, kind of partially myself even, is you need to set yourself apart. If we're playing Minecraft, why should I watch your stream over everybody else's? There's hundreds I can pick from, probably thousands to be honest. Why should I pick yours? Are you a good builder and you're building something massive over a long time? Excellent, that's a great example. Are you sitting there stone-faced, talking to yourself and saying, okay, so I need to get some diamonds and some emeralds and some iron and some coal? No one's going to find that interesting, and they're just going to play the game themselves. There's no added value in that. You're not adding any value to watching them play the game over just playing it yourself. You need to put your own spin on it some way, somehow. Maybe you can stream all the fun interactions between you and your friends that are playing the game and letting people enjoy that. Maybe just be a total dumbass like me in my last video, where it took me about 2 hours to do a parkour that usually takes people about half an hour. Watch it, up there, it's really good. Okay, number 2 is consistency. Another common one. We're just getting the basics out of the way first. It is so important to stick to a schedule and stream consistently. If you're going live once every 2 weeks, people aren't going to realize that you stream frequently, and they're just going to go find someone else. I know it's not that easy to pour so much time into streaming, but you kind of have to if you want to grow. And if you don't have that much time, maybe say to yourself, okay, instead of doing a few long streams, I'll stream for about 2 hours every Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. If you can stick to that long enough, people will start noticing the pattern. Just tiny little bits like that make a massive difference. For example, I've just started Wii Wednesday, where every Wednesday I'll stream a Wii game just for no reason, however bad it may be. So people might think, oh, it's Wednesday, which means it's Wii Wednesday today, which means Nate's going live. Little things like that make a big difference. Okay, the next point is such a massive point, and I can't believe no one talks about this. I wish I knew this, because I was doing the wrong thing for years. Okay, this is going to sound a bit ridiculous, but just trust me on this. Do not stream in 1080p and 60 FPS if you're starting from 0 viewers. Yes, you heard that correctly. Twitch will throttle streams downwards. When you first start going live on Twitch, Twitch will not re-encode your stream to other qualities. So if you're streaming in 1080p 60 FPS and you're just starting your first stream, everyone that watches the stream has to watch the 1080p 60 video. That means that if their internet can't support it, or if they're too far away, or if they're mobile, they're not going to be able to watch it. Once you're over about, I think it was for me about 6 to 8 viewers, once you're comfortably over there, then Twitch will start giving you quality options, and that's when you can tell there's a difference. So if your viewers don't have a good connection, they can bump down to 360p, they'll still have the real-time stream, and the quality will be obviously awful, but they'll still be able to watch you. Let me just say this again. If you're starting stream from 0, don't put a 1080p 60, because people who don't have that bandwidth on their internet connection straight up won't be able to watch your stream. So if you are starting out, I would suggest either doing 1080p at 30 FPS, or 720p at 60 FPS. So what I did for the longest time is I streamed in 720p at 60 FPS. It depends on what kind of content you're making, but if you're doing IRL stuff like I am now, then you'll do absolutely fine with 30 FPS. Whereas if you're doing like FPS or Mario Kart, you know, high speed, high energy kind of content that has a lot of movement, then I would say go for 720p at 60 FPS. That's your choice. Just don't do both, you can't support it. If you're not sure about this, when you're live, go to your Twitch channel and you'll see in your quality options only 1080p. That's how you know the problem's there. This happened to me for the longest time. I would go to my stream and the only way to watch my stream is 1080p at 60 FPS. And so people that had weaker internet connections just could not watch the stream and they left. They gave up. And honestly, I don't blame them. I really wish I knew this like 2 years ago. I can't believe no one said that either. That's so important. If you're not streaming at peak hours, you might be okay. But if you're streaming at like peak hours, let's say like 8 o'clock US Eastern, then it's going to be much harder for you to get your stream re-encoded and get those quality options. Hopefully that made sense. If you have any questions or concerns, drop a comment below. Also, if you have made it this far, drop a like on the video. I worked really hard on this video. Okay, the next thing is to save your VODs. So let's say you've gone live for about 3 hours and you didn't get many followers, you didn't get many viewers, you didn't get many people in your chat, and you feel kind of unproductive. That's fair enough, but you need to think about it this way. Once you stream on Twitch and you've ended your stream, your content is basically gone. Like, there's no way anyone's going to look through your VODs and find it, right? I mean, especially if you have VODs turned off. But if you do save your VODs, that means that you do have content that you have produced and people can click at their own will. So let's say you had a really good race in Mario Kart, or you did a gaming tournament, or just something fun. You can now turn that into a YouTube video, and then people can watch that YouTube video anytime they want, in any time zone, and they can watch it over and over, and they can link it to other people. That's one of the best ways to grow on Twitch. People have always said, and I agree, the best way to grow on Twitch is to grow off Twitch, whether that's through TikTok, YouTube, or a combination of all of them. It's no secret that Twitch's discovery algorithm is just non-existent. There's no way to find streams these days. Pretty much everything on Twitch is ranked highest viewers first. So the best way to kind of grow yourself is to grow on other social platforms, which means, yes, more work, but if you can, put TikToks on TikTok, put them on YouTube Shorts as well, Instagram Reels maybe, put clips on YouTube, just make as many different forms of content, repackage and repurpose your content. So you want to go to your Twitch settings and make sure Store Past Broadcasts is enabled. Also, while you're in your Twitch settings, make sure to put info panels below your stream. If someone's just clicked on your stream for the first time and they're just starting to get to know you, why don't you speed that up a bit? When you scroll down on a Twitch stream, streamers will have a massive info area where you can find out things like their setup, info about them, their chat rules, stuff like that, and you should do the same. You can also put links to your socials and grow that way. Just put as many info panels as you can below your stream. I've put a ridiculous amount. Honestly, I should probably clean mine up. It always helps to have things like who you are, where you're from, some information about what you stream, just so people can get to know you better. Okay, this one's a big one, and I know it's not for everybody, but it helps a lot, and that's to use a face cam. I can't put this any simpler. People like to see the person that they're talking to or interacting with. It helps to build a stronger connection with your viewers. It's why people do video calling over phone calls most of the time these days. I understand that you might not want to show your face, and that's completely fine. If you really want, just have a PNG of like a cartoon version of yourself in the corner of the screen. Or just go the full way and be a VTuber. I can't tell you how to do that because I have absolutely no clue, but it's an avenue you can take, and a lot of people have taken that and they've done really well with it. Also, I've just realized my stream overlay is still on, so I've just turned that off. Speaking of face cams, I can't believe I did this for so long. Oh, it's such a stupid mistake. This is going to sound a bit ridiculous, but just hear me out. I've already said that having a face cam helps your viewers kind of build a connection with you, right? When you're looking through the Twitch directory, whether that's through following or for a certain game, you see everyone's stream thumbnails and it kind of gives you a little taste of what to expect there. You know, it could be what area of the game they're in, it could be if they have a Minecraft texture pack enabled, etc, etc. And a lot of the time, people like to click on streams that have face cams. And what did I do? I had a face cam for the first year of my streams, but it was always on the top left. You might have noticed by now, in all the Twitch thumbnails that it automatically generates, there's a giant red bubble that says live in the top left corner, which means for the first year of me going live, the word live was basically replacing my tiny little face cam in the top left corner. So when people look through a category, they found my stream, but they thought, oh, I probably won't click on this guy because he doesn't have a face cam. Whereas instead it was just behind the text. So this might sound a bit ridiculous, but try and put your face cam anywhere other than the top left. As stupid as that sounds, as soon as I moved the face cam to different parts of the screen, I started growing in viewers. For me, I like to put mine in the middle right, just because it's right next to the content, and there's a lot of free space on the right, but it depends on what kind of game you're playing. Also, if you're playing Mario Kart, for example, you don't want to put your face cam in the bottom right because that's where it tells you what place you're in. I know this isn't for everybody. I know that a lot of people don't want to show their face, and that's completely fine. Don't feel pressured to. It's just that if you're like me and you want to build a deep connection with your viewers, then it helps a lot. I've been talking a lot. I'm going to take a bit of a break here. Okay, this next one is a trap that I've seen so many people fall into before they've even gone live. Do not spend too much on your streaming equipment. Oh my god. You do not need all the latest and greatest equipment to go live. As long as you have a working webcam, a decent enough microphone, and you have a PC that can run games well enough, then you have everything you need. You don't need sound isolating foam, you don't need a 4K webcam that Elgato just launched for $300, and you don't need RGB lights. Although I am guilty of that last one. So many people fall into this trap all the time, whether it's through buying expensive equipment, spending too much time for configuring OBS, paying for expensive paid overlays. You don't need any of that. You don't need it. While it's nice to have overlays and stream graphics that look good, they're not a requirement, especially if you're just starting out. There's a reason why most streamers just have like Arial text on the screen. It's just the most basic stuff. It's much more important to prioritize your content and your personality instead of spending hours and hours just making OBS look nice. Okay, we're about halfway. So, how are your notes looking? You've got some more paper? Have you run out of space yet? The next thing I want to talk about is to not expect results immediately. I can say this myself, growing on Twitch is very, very slow. Sometimes you may get lucky, you may get a big raid, you might get hosted, you might have a video blow up, but growing organically on Twitch, especially Twitch alone, if you're only doing content on Twitch, is so slow. And in order to get any kind of momentum, you do need to make content on other platforms and then kind of link back to Twitch. It takes a long time to kind of get into the rhythm of it. If you set up a stream schedule and stick to it, even if it's not officially written out, you don't need a graphic for it, as long as you just promise yourself, you know, every Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, like I said earlier, at a certain time. As long as you can stick to a schedule, you'll start to grow anyway. It takes time to start growing, and you need to be very, very patient. It's a kind of thing where you're gonna pour a lot of time into it, and you're gonna grow very slowly, but you need to be patient, you need to stick through it, and eventually you'll start to see things kind of grow and grow and grow. It's a bit like a snowball effect. Once you get the momentum going, things just move forward and forward really quick, and that's how you grow. Okay, I'm very guilty of this next one. Do not pay too much attention to the viewer count. It's not accurate. I mean, it takes minutes to update, and even then, I don't think it's accurate in the slightest. Don't pay too much to it, don't even look at it, and, you know, in OBS and stuff like that, you can just turn it off. So if you find it easier, do it. As a streamer, you think, okay, this is how good I'm doing. That's not how it is at all. You need to just focus on making good content and focus on the viewers later on. Okay, this next one is a big one that's helped me a lot, and that is to learn from your peers, but not too much. So, you've seen that there are hundreds, if not thousands of people trying to do the exact same thing as you, right? And you can use that to your advantage. Take a look at streamers that are in a similar kind of situation to you, whether that's the same kind of personality, the same games, stuff like that. And things you like about their layout, whether that's through on stream or in their info section or their chat, channel points. You want to find people that are kind of doing the same thing as you and you want to learn from them. Don't copy them, but just kind of take notes. See what works for them and kind of apply it to your own content. So that could be ideas for emotes, it could be channel point redeems, it could be the music playing in the background, just things, little things you like about certain streams. You can apply them to your content, but don't copy, obviously. However, it's extremely important not to directly compare your success with another person. As I said earlier, streaming is a mixed bag and it requires a lot of experimentation, a lot of adapting, and the viewer count isn't accurate, like I just said. Numbers are not that important. It's nice to look at your numbers, whether it's your follower graph or, you know, your viewers over like the last year or so, but the numbers aren't everything. Just focus on yourself. Speaking of, the next point, learn from yourself. Every now and then, go back into your Twitch VODs page and look at how your streams come out. Think about how your viewers are perceiving your stream. Think about, okay, this is what my viewers are seeing. What works well, what doesn't work, what needs to be changed in the future. Was the music too loud? Was your microphone too quiet? Did people like certain segments more than other segments? You want to make a habit of going back through your streams and mentally making notes about, okay, this worked, and so I'll do that more in the future, and then this didn't work, and this didn't work, so I'll do less of that in the future as well. You want to be brutally honest with yourself, tweak your content and adapt, and kind of figure out how things work. I feel like the majority of streaming is just kind of throwing anything at a wall and seeing what sticks, at least in my case. Okay, next up is bots and auto mod. When you do go live, you want to make sure that your chat is safe from spammers and bots. Believe it or not, there are bots on Twitch that advertise like followers and stuff. You want to ban those. There is a bot that you can use called SeriBot, which should take care of those. I'll have a link to that in the description. You basically just add SeriBot as a mod, I think. I can't remember, it's been a while. And it just kind of bans any bot accounts that automatically join your stream. It's really useful. But Twitch has its own features as well. The biggest one for you is probably auto mod. It's a feature built into Twitch where if Twitch's AI detects a message is inappropriate or anything you don't want, it will give you the choice to either block it or allow it. And if you have mods, they'll be able to take care of that for you as well. Okay, just a couple more now. This one's a big one. The just chatting section is your best friend, but kind of not as well. So in my situation, I have a lot of followers who probably use Twitch a lot. And when I go live, I want to start under the just chatting section just to kind of get people in and have people kind of lurk in the background. I have a solid amount of followers, so if they see that I go live under the just chatting category, or they see me on the Twitch sidebar under just chatting, people are much more likely to click on it because it appeals to a much broader range of people. Whereas if I'm streaming, I don't know, Dota, not many people know what Dota is in the grand scheme of things, so people probably wouldn't click on that, especially if you're just starting stream as well. However, if you're starting from zero, which I assume you are, you want to actually do the opposite. You want to find categories that not many people are under. So Valorant, just chatting, Overwatch are going to be filled with people. You want to avoid those, and you want to find a niche game that has a bit of viewership, but not many people are streaming. The way I started streaming in the first place actually was back in 2016. I used to stream Splatoon 1. I kind of got really lucky because there were a lot of coincidences. No one had a Wii U because the Wii was a failure. Even less people had a powerful PC. Even less people bought Splatoon 1. And even less people than that streamed Splatoon 1 in the first place. Computers weren't really powerful enough to stream. You need to spend quite a lot of money. And I just had a brand new PC at the time. Not many people had capture cards yet. Elgato as a brand had just kind of started, and they looked very, very different back in the day. Basically, the amount of people that had Splatoon and the amount of people that streamed Splatoon were very, very imbalanced. So I kind of got lucky with a whole bunch of coincidences. There were people who enjoyed playing with the Wii U and Splatoon, but not many people were actually streaming it. So I kind of got lucky with a big viewer count and a low streamer count. So you want to find something similar to that, where people actually care about your game, but not many people are streaming it. Another example is when I randomly went to the Mario Kart 7 category on Twitch, because the 3DS is really difficult to stream. I was like, who could stream this at this time? And there were like 4 streams, one of which was ThisIsntNath, who I kind of spoke to and we became good friends, and that's kind of how we met. We just met through the Twitch category, which is very rare. Compare that to something like Call of Duty or Valorant that is very popular. You'd need to scroll literally like for ages just to find like a 10 viewer stream. There are so many people these days streaming all the big games, so you want to avoid them because no one's going to scroll that far to find you. Okay, and the final point. I hope you've been taking notes. This isn't a requirement, but it helps so much to have a plan that's either mentally or written down. For example, my plan for streaming is to stream as much as I can during weekdays, and then if I can, I'll repackage and repurpose that content into VOD content like YouTube or maybe on TikTok, where people can watch it at any time they want, as many times as they want, and they can link that to other people. That way, I'm reaping the benefits of streaming, where I can interact with people in real time, but I'm also reaping the benefits of YouTube, where videos might get recommended to people, and hopefully people might go from YouTube over to Twitch, and I can grow Twitch that way. I know this is very complicated, but that's just how it is. So, you know, if I'm really happy with a stream segment, for example, the last video, the Minecraft parkour thing, was just a little stream segment. It wasn't planned, it was just something I did. But I was really happy with how the content came out. So I downloaded the VOD, cut it down in Premiere, gave it a thumbnail, shoved it onto YouTube, and it's a YouTube video now that anyone can watch anytime they want. And, you know, if I'm lucky, people will share that on Discord, maybe retweet it on Twitter, and that's more and more people finding the video. And if they enjoy the video, they might move from YouTube to Twitch. So as you can tell, streaming is very, very hard work. There's a lot of technique. There's no formula to it, but there's a lot of things you can do to kind of boost your performance and kind of get somewhere. If you've made it this far, you clearly care about making good content and putting your heart into it. So get out there, go live. Also, while you're still here, thanks for watching. I know lots of my friends that are interested in streaming, and so I wanted to make this video just to kind of help as many people as I can in one go. This is kind of everything I've learned over the last 2 years, and from myself and from other people. So hopefully it's been of value to you. But yeah, that's all from me. Catch me on Twitch, same username, ThisIsntNath, same for everywhere else. And yeah, that's it. Have a good one.